everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marcia. Today I'm going to show you how that I prepare, cook, and freeze my garden fresh corn. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. I have already done like 7 dozen ears of corn that I've creamed and I froze already, but I went back to the store and I got some of the bicolored corn, or peaches and cream is what we call it. Just like 10 ears, because I wanted to share this with y'all so y'all would know how I do it. Now I've saved a couple out. I've already shucked these and I've washed them and I've silked them. So I've got 2 left here and I'm going to show y'all how to shuck them. I usually do this outside, like at my picnic table, so I can just throw everything in the woods out there. And then I have like a foot tub, and then I fill it up with water and I put my corn in there, and that's how I wash it and silk it when I'm doing large amounts. But like I said, since I'm just doing a few for you guys, I'm going to use my trash can today and I'm going to do it inside, because this is a mess. The silks and the shucks get all over everywhere, especially when you're doing large amounts. So just remember that it's best to do this outside, and normally I do, but I'm doing this for y'all today, okay? All right, I'm going to get my trash can open here, and I just start, I just take my hands and pull right here. You just get it down, and you want to take that last side off. And then once I do that, I take my hand and break this. And then it just makes the rest of it come off easy, okay? And then you want to just pull all the shucks off, and then there's silks hanging there. I don't know if you can see that. Sweet corn's not too bad to have too many silks to stick. So you can usually just take your hand and kind of wipe it off pretty good, and then you're going to wash it, you know, in the sink or in your little tub. There's one. And then we'll do the same thing. I'm just going to take my hands and go to the top and just start pulling down. Well, this one's a little bit tougher than that one. I'll go to this side. You just pull it, okay? And then you just, right there, you break. All right, and then you're going to pull the rest of it. And there it is. And then you're going to take your hands and pull those silks off as much as you can. You want to get that bottom part off if you can, which you can clean it up with your knife later. And sometimes, neither one of these had it, but sometimes you'll get like a little green worm up there that's got gray stuff. You just take your hand and pop that off. It's not a big deal. It is still good. Just cut that, or if you don't want to handle it, you just cut it with your knife, okay? And get that off, but that looks pretty good. All right, so I've got that. Let me get these silks up. I mean, just shucking those 2, I got silks all over the place. It's such a mess. But like I said, I wanted to show y'all. Okay, now I'm going to take these over to the sink. I'm going to wash them and make sure I got the silks off. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start cutting off and show you how to do that. It'll be just a minute, okay? All right, guys, I showed you how to shuck them. Now I have washed these 2 and they are ready with the rest of them, so I'm going to show you how we cut it off. Now, the one thing you are going to need is a very sharp knife. I just sharpened I like the small handle that I can get my hands around. My mom likes a fatter handled knife because she says that it's better than having to squeeze so tight with her arthritis, but I like the smaller. So this is what I have. It's just a little metal handled knife, and I've sharpened it with my little knife sharper. So here we go. All right, you're going to take your corn, and you're not going to go all the way down to the cob, okay? We're going to do what we call cut the top surface off, and then we're going to turn the knife backwards and we're going to milk the cob so we can get that good creamy juice, okay? Here we go. You're going to take it and you're going to go like this. Just getting the top part off, okay? Just the top. You're going to go all the way down, start down and go all the way up. Now there's like a mandolin type thing that you can get. My dad has one and you run it down. But I think it puts a little too much cream in your corn, because we like a little bit of substance in our corn. So I don't like to use that. And this is kind of a messy job, guys. When I'm doing a large amount, I usually have a much bigger bowl. And it gets everywhere. I have to sweep, mop, and wipe everything down afterwards. But it's worth it. Now, corn is quite a bit of work. And you don't get as much, it seems like, because you got this huge bags and bags of all this corn and the shuck, and then you get like 2 dish pans, you know, after working all day. But it's so worth it, guys, because we love this in the wintertime. Now, you're going to flip your knife over to the back side, and you're just going to go down the cob. And this is what we call milking the cob. You're going to go down and see how it kind of spricks out. And you're going to turn it this way. And you're going to go down the cob that way. This is milking the cob. That gets all that good juice in there, okay? And that's what you want. That's what makes a good cream corn. Like I said, don't wear nice clothes when you do this because it's going to be a mess. Now, I did not get a bowl for my cobs. I normally do like a little bucket. Let me grab a bowl for my empty cobs so I can throw those out pretty easy. Like I said, when I'm doing a lot, I use a bucket. All right, there's one. Now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to show you again. You're going to start and just going to do a light. You're not going to go all the way to the cob because if you do, you're going to have whole kernel corn. You're not going to have any juice in there, but you see the reason why you need a really sharp knife. Just go across and go back down. That's all you do. Like I said, just get that top layer. You don't want all the way down to the cob. All right, turn your knife over, go down. That's milking the cob. And then sometimes if you don't get all the way to the edge of that, make sure you take a knife and you want every little kernel because this is work, guys. And you don't want to waste nothing. When you're canning, when you grow it, we didn't grow our corn this year. We did some last year. Some was given to us and I bought some from a local farmer around here. But it's expensive if you buy it and it's a lot of work if you do it. And you don't want to waste nothing, okay? And this will be so good this winter because we're going to freeze it. Now, some people can their corn. And I'm going to tell you, not this one. We did it one time. My father-in-law, when he was alive, he taught me into canning corn one time. And you have to pressure can it for 90 minutes. That takes forever. Now, green beans, you pressure can them for 25 to 30 minutes. 90 minutes is a long time to run your pressure canner on the stove, I'll tell you that. And to me, the freezer corn is just as good, or even better. And you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to turn this off, and then I'll come back when I get it all done, and we'll show you the next step. Let me do this one real quick. Just get it right through there. Like I said, bottom to top, bottom to top. Turn your knife over, milk that cob. Flip it over, milk this side. Like I said, it flies everywhere, it gets everywhere. But you just wipe it up, clean it up. That's what you do. All right, let me get those edges because I don't want to waste nothing. All right, and that's a clean corn cob, guys. And so far, this is what I've got. You can see the juice in there. That's the milk, okay? That's important. Now, like I said, I'm going to finish these up. When I come back, I'm going to show you the next step, okay? It'll be just a few minutes. Okay, everybody, welcome back. All right, I've got my corn cut off. This is 10 ears of corn. Now, I did do peaches and cream today. I wanted to talk about the different varieties of corn. We always cream sweet corn. Now, my Aunt Linda likes to cream field corn. But now, the only reason I ever buy field corn, and it's not as easy to get as you can in the stores as the sweet corn, but now there'll be farmers around that plant field corn for certain reasons, you know, for their livestock or whatever. And you can get some from them, but we used to use them in a soup starter. We'd cut them off whole kernel and we'd cook tomatoes, okra, and well, I can't even think now, I'm crazy. The field corn, we would put it together and then we would put it in a freezer cut, and that would be like our soup starter. Or sometimes I'd get a hankering for some pickle corn, and I would drop it in boiling water and boil it for like 5 minutes and then cool it and cut it off whole kernel, pack it in jars, and pickle it kind of like I did my sauerkraut. And it's really good, but hadn't made that in a long time. But cream corn is what we usually do. And there is several varieties. There is another really good sweet corn. It's called ambrosia, and it's the bicolored like this, and it's delicious. And there's also a white corn that's sweet, and it's called Silver Queen. And that is what my dad grows every year, and that's probably his favorite. He doesn't like peaches and cream as much, but my mom does, and we do. And I'll eat the Silver Queen. It's delicious as well. Ambrosia is amazing. It is a little sweeter than even the peaches and cream, if you can imagine that. But anyway, I wanted to share that part with you, but this is how much I have, okay? And I'm going to transfer it to a microwave safe bowl because this is metal or aluminum, whatever this is. Don't go in the microwave. So I'm going to put this in here. And I wanted to show you, if you can see that liquid that's in there, that's that milk, and that's what you want to make it creamy. So let's get this transferred in this bowl. And I think it's going want to hold it all. Normally, when I do like, you know, 5, 6 dozen ears, I have a large Tupperware bowl and it's red and it's about this tall and it's big and it just barely fits in my microwave. I do have a large microwave, but it barely fits in there, and I have to cook it a lot longer because it's a larger amount. This amount right here that I have, let me get that little bit right there. Don't want to waste it. Let me stir this up a little bit. This amount that I have right here, I can probably cook it about 15 to 20 minutes in the microwave. That's probably what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to add some butter. This is real butter. For this, I'm probably going to do like 2 or 3 tablespoons. I'm just going to stick it down in there like that. Stick it down in there. And then I'm going to add just regular tap water. I'm going to put a little water in it because we want this to kind of cook, but not dry out because we want it to be creamy. So maybe 3/4 of a cup of water. To a cup, maybe, I don't know. Just kind of have to judge it, and it's fine if you get a little more than you should. You can always thicken it back up when you cook it after you get it out of the freezer, and I can give you some tips about that too. All right, now here we go. This is what it looks like. It's got the water in there with the milk, and I'm going to put this. I'm going to cook it on high for 15 to 20 minutes in the microwave. And then I'm going to come back, I'm going to show you how I cool it, and we're going to show you how we put it in the bags, okay? It'll be just a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, now I have cooked my corn in the microwave for 20 minutes, and it'll bubble a little bit. You can start to smell it actually right before it's about time to come out, and it just changes colors. If you notice, it's a different color yellow. That means it's cooked. Well, trying to get it back on my mat so it won't burn my thing. And it's super duper hot, guys, so I'm stirring it a little bit. Now, I've got, I want to show you how I cool it, because when you're doing large amounts of this, guys, and you got a big dish pan full, it takes hours upon hours upon hours to cool it. Now, if you have a deep freeze, you could clean out a spot, drop it in that deep freeze. I do have a deep freeze, but I want to show you guys how you can cool it on the counter too. Like I said, we got to cool it down a little bit because we're going to pack it in our freezer bags so we can put it away. Several different ways. I have a cup and it has ice cubes in it, and I can just push that down in there, which that's probably what I'm going to do today since this is a small amount. And this is a plastic cup, guys, and I'm just going to put that down in there, and that's going to start cooling it. And I'm just going to let it sit there. Or another way is when I have large batches, I use a couple of these, like I have these and I have some gel packs, but I always put them inside a Ziploc bag so they won't get, I don't want that corn touching that gel pack directly. And you just do it like this, and if it was large dish pan, you would just drop that ice pack down in there. Now, we're going to watch it, and it may take, 30 minutes, I don't know. We're going to see how long it takes to cool. And when it cools, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to show you how we bag it and how we stack it in the freezer, okay? I'll be back in just a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, now I've been cooling my corn for, I don't know, about 15 minutes. And a lot of the ice is melted in the little cup, as you can see. I dropped it down in there on the a few minutes ago. And I'm gonna put this in the sink. I don't make a mess. Okay, all right. Now this is cooled enough. It's not completely like room temperature, but it's cooled enough so I can put it in the bags. So I'm gonna stir it up one more time, and I'm gonna show you guys once again what it looks like. Right there, good cream corn. All right, now I'm gonna show you how I freeze it. But now at this point, like and I may take some of this out today, I don't know, and have it, but if I was gonna freeze it, for the winter, I would put it in the bags, and I have a thing. It's easier to load the bag if you have it sitting in another cup, kind of like so. Hopefully I can make this work. And this is a quart bag. I'm not gonna fill it all the way because we like 1.5 pints, okay? That is 3 cups of corn. I usually do that. Now when Mom does hers, I only do 2 cups of corn for her because her and Roger don't eat as much. Now you can always take 2 bags out if you want to, if you have a larger group, but 3 cups is a good serving for us, like if I'm gonna feed me and my husband, my son, and maybe one other person. So I usually just do 3 cups. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it in this, and I'm gonna dip. That's 2 cups. And then I'm gonna do 1 more cup, okay? That's all you do. All right, then you pull it out. And you take the air out. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna flatten it just like that, because that's how you wanna store it in the freezer. And then I always take a permanent marker and I put the month and the year on it so I will know when I did it, and I put corn. And you're gonna kinda know it's corn when you look at it pretty much, but I like to do that. All right, so I'm gonna do the next one. Get this out. I think I'm gonna get like 2 bags, close to 2 bags. Yeah, that's almost 2 cups. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to scoop it out this way, get the rest of that. So I'm gonna get 2 of these bags, about 1.5 pints for each bag. And that'll be good. I had 10 ears of corn, guys. They were full ears. They were really good. Okay, let's try that. Okay. All right. And now when I did the 5 dozen ears the first time, I got 12 1.5 bags. All right. I'm going to flatten it out. Then I'm going to do the date, month, and the year. And freezer stuff's good for a year, guys. So when I freeze anything, I try to do enough that I think I'm gonna eat up in a year. And then when I start doing for the next year, I always pull the old stuff to the top, like what I did for 22, because I want to eat that first before I eat my newer things, because we want to eat fresh food. I don't want anything bad. But these are freezer bags. Make sure you get the freezer bags, not storage bags, because those don't do well in the freezer. So then you're gonna stack it just like that on top of each other. All right, and then you're gonna put that, lay that flat in your freezer. And that's all you do, guys. It is corn, and what you're gonna do when you get it out, what I do is I pull the bag out. If I'm gonna have cream corn, I pull the bag out. If I don't have time to let it sit on the counter for a little while, I just take scissors and cut that bag open, and it's gonna be a whole piece. I put it in a casserole dish or something like this that's microwave safe. I put it back in the microwave, and I cook it for like 12 minutes. And then I take it out, add a little bit more butter, salt, and cook it for about 5 more minutes. And it's amazing. Now, sometimes when you do that, you're like, my corn's not thick enough, it's runny, I don't like it runny. All you do is you take the casserole dish, after you've done it in the microwave, you put it on the stove, and then you take some Argo starch. Let me grab that so you can see what it looks like. Okay. Argo cornstarch. And you're just going to take like a little fork of it and put it in a little bowl, and you're just going to put enough water to dissolve it and make it, you know, like a little liquid. Then you're going to pour that into your cream corn, and you're going to start, and it will thicken in like 15 seconds. And it doesn't really change the flavor to it at all. A lot of people put like flour and cream and all that. I do not do that to my corn. You do what you want to your corn. If you want to do it like that, that's fine. But this is the quickest, easy way to thicken it up. If you think it's too thin, after you take it out of the freezer, after you warm it, you know, thaw it back up, cook it in the microwave again, and add your butter and salt. You just put it on the stove on low, like a low hit set, like 1 or 2, and put your Argo starch with the, but you gotta water it down. You gotta mix it with water. You can't just put it in directly. You gotta mix it with water. And then just pour that in there, and it'll thicken up in like 15 seconds. So just wanted to share that with you. But that is start to finish, guys, how you shuck, clean, cut off, cook, cool, and freeze homemade cream corn. And I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marcia. And also, everything you need and everything it's going to take to do this will be in the description for this recipe. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.